All right, welcome back to another man's point of view. Now, I know I haven't uploaded in a while, so I'm going to give you a good video. All right, here we go. So, this one's going to be basically explaining the fine detail and why everybody gets it so wrong. And I know, I'm tired of hearing this, that everybody gets it wrong, and I have it right, even though I do. But I'm here trying to show you why it is that I say that, right? So here we go. Never tolerate this from a woman. While it is a good video, I'm going to show you why it's deceiving and why no one seems to get it, right? And now I'm not talking about the video, I'm talking about the actual thing you came here for, which is the truth and the answers, right? But at the very least, to open up your mind, to see what's really going on. So let's go ahead and start.
It's not attractive in general. So yeah, if someone doesn't let you even breathe, then that's not fine. Am I right?
So it's not attractive. No.
In one of my recent Skype consultations, I was asked a really sad question. I was asked, how do you stop a woman from constantly nagging and complaining? A woman who is constantly disrespecting you. It was really sad because it was a reminder that there are men out there who have to deal with this kind of behavior. There are men.
Right there, right off the bat. I don't know why it's sad. It's just the reality. And two, the fact that he thinks that many men know, it's literally every single one of us, myself included. Why? Because that's the way it was meant to be. And that's part of the problem. If, and listen to me here, right? Stay with me. If that is the problem, right? Or the core system program, right? Or program system, however you want to see it. If that's at the core, means you can't go around it. That's the playing field. So everybody, this is why I say everybody's wrong. Because they're trying to go against the playing field. But you can't, because it's the playing field, right? Now let me see if I can show you what I mean.
And with girlfriends or wives who are always whining, always complaining, having no femininity, always nagging,
There it is again, deceiving. She's always whining, complaining, and then he goes on to say, having no femininity. Now, what is femininity if not whining and complaining and bitching and moaning and crying? That's all part of femininity. But I digress. Let me just fix my audio here because I would bust your guys' eardrums here. All right, there we go. It's a little better. All right, let's continue.
showing zero respect, and to make it even worse, there are men out there who think that that is normal. They think.
All right. Here again, another detail for you. You need to earn respect. It cannot just be given to you. That's rule number one. And this is where I see all the damn time. All these damn guys think they just need to receive respect from a woman just because you got two nads in between your legs and you're a male and she's a woman. You don't seem to understand that respect is earned, especially from a woman. Now, it ain't respect the same type that you earn from another man. That's completely different, and that's a whole nother fallacy, which is why everybody goes so damn wrong, and that's my point. It's a whole different ball game, but everybody seems to think that it's the same ball game. It's not. All right, it's a whole nother sport. That's why everybody gets it wrong. And you'll hear that here first, once again. Right? But, anyways, let's go ahead and continue.
Think that's just how women are, or that's how relationships have to be. Let me
Now, this guy is kind of straight up talking to me, right? Because that's exactly what I'm saying. But that's my point. If that is your core belief that you're against what I just basically said, then you can see one of us is right. And for all intents and purposes, one of us is dead wrong. I'm here saying he's wrong. So you can be the judge, right? The viewers. And let's see if I can show you why.
tell you that kind of behavior is not normal. It means that something has gone wrong. Something is wrong either with her, with you, something's wrong with the.
Now here's the beauty of it, and I've been saying all along if you've actually been paying attention. He is right, but he's wrong in the ballpark. Let me see if I might have explained it. He's right, but he's wrong. Put it this way, right? What he just said is there's something wrong. He is right, yes. Now then he goes on to say that it could be something wrong with her or something wrong. No. Something is wrong, and it's wrong with just you. Now I know you're not gonna like it, but all the disrespect comes literally because there's something wrong with you. There's something you did, something you said, something you might have shown her, something she might feel, which that's a whole nother level. You ain't ready for that yet because you got to get through these little baby steps first. I need to show you, right, that there's a door. Then I need to show you how to damn knock it, right? And then once they open, you go through. But anyways, that's a whole nother process. It's just
A relationship, or it could be all three. But whatever the case, it's a problem, and you need to fix it immediately. Let me tell you what the end goal is here. Ultimately, you should have a zero tolerance policy for any behavior that is
That's where he drops the ball. It is impossible to have a zero tolerance unless you know what you're doing, right? Because, yes, you can have zero tolerance things, right, on your list of tactical abilities. Now, let me explain, right? Because I could sit here and say, well, the moment she looks left, right, I will not tolerate that. And I will take my ball and go home. The only problem with this, that in a relationship, you're going home alone. No ball. Right? So, right there, right off the bat, see, this is what I'm trying to explain. I'm trying to explain that the reason why it's so damn hard. Because when I say a thing like that, right, you're going home and you're taking your ball, I'm trying to tell you, and I hate to literally explain it to you like this, but the ball is the woman. And the courtyard, right, is the game. And here you are thinking that you're playing ball with a woman, all while not getting that she's the ball. And then when you go home, like the bitch, right, because you lost, and you're trying to take home your ball, you don't go home with your ball. All right, that's my point. And I know you may not like it, but it's just the way it is. And the beauty is, right, ultimately, is that you don't have to like it. But this is a fact, right? But anyways, I went off on a rant, but I hope you understand it. You go home alone, and you choke the living hell out of your chicken, all right? Right? You're gonna hear this first. Oh, no. I probably said it before, right? If you hesitate, you masturbate. It's just like that, right? And there you go. Self-explanatory, but let's continue.
disrespectful. The people in your life should be aware that you have minimum standards for the appropriate ways.
There's another fallacy. I'm probably gonna be pausing here and there. The people in your life, it's not your people in your life. It's your woman. That's it. Or your women. Understand that. That is where you go wrong. And most of the gurus go wrong. Because they're conflicting things, right? They're stuck in this idea that you're dealing with just people. You're not. Right? Like it's amazing to me because this guy seems to know some of the actual truths, but don't seem to apply it because he's stuck in this people thing, which I hear a lot. I really do. Even with my own clients, they just don't seem to want to get it because they refuse to understand what I'm saying. And what I'm saying is that there's men and then there's women. It's not people. You can't just talk to them because they're not like you. They're just not.
Is to communicate with you. People need to be kind, honest, sincere, compassionate, respectful. Anybody who doesn't speak to you appropriately needs to be removed from your life.
There you go. You see, it's that idea. And yes, anybody on the damn street, but when it's your girl, it no longer is, well, anybody that just disrespects out of nowhere kicks you in the nuts. That's not how it works. I'm explaining it to you with details. That's the difference.
End goal is to only spend time with high quality people. People who treat you with dignity
There it is
and
again.
respect. But some people are a long way from there. They are in relationships where they are constantly being disrespected.
Some people.
And they think that it's normal. It's not. So how did we get here? Well, let's take it back to the beginning. It's a sad fact of reality that very few people had ideal childhoods. They had parents who were condescending to them, who ignored them, parents who were outright abusive,
Daddy
and
issues.
their parents' marriage was probably dysfunctional, and so they
We don't need to
married
hear
a
that
little
whole speech. Let's just go down to his list.
witness. This must be normal. It's very sad that a lot of guys have not had healthy, functional role models in their lives to demonstrate.
See, here we go. Well, is it her fault or our fault? Like, what is it? That's why I don't like. It's that he's explaining this, but then out of nowhere, like, well, it's because you somehow didn't have a father figure. See, he's right. He's right because he identifies where the problem comes from. But it's not because you didn't have a father figure, but because no one taught you how to be a real man. And that was the job of your dad, which could in turn, and you're not gonna like it, might have not have been a real man himself. Or he just was too much of a damn man to spend any damn time teaching you because he understood that if he showed you, right, or taught you or interfered, you might just not make it, right? But you have to be a whole nother level to understand. You can guide a man to manhood, but you can't take him there yourself. That's one of the tricks in all of this, right? But we're not talking about that in this video.
What a real relationship actually looks like. When you don't know what healthy communication even is, it's very easy to slip into this trap of accepting dysfunctional communication because it just seems normal. Now,
Well, when the hell has, and you could comment down below if you even care. When the hell has a woman ever just communicated with you? Just like that, like, oh, we're gonna communicate. When the hell has that ever happened? There's nothing a woman asked for that she actually just straight up asked for. No, she asked for all this shit, all while not saying what she actually really wants. Right? She might ask for something just to see if you're a dumbass and you'll give it to her. That's not communication. That's just plain, which is what I've been saying all along. But if you refuse to believe that, and as a matter of fact, you're hell bent on believing that it's all about communication, and I could sit her down and say, hey, Michelle, what is it you want? And she's just going to turn around and say, well, I wanted a number 3 with a side order of fries and, yes, the mango drink. If you can get me, that's not how it works. The fact that I sat there like a dumbass and said, hey, Michelle, what would you like? Right there, right off the bat. I just lost a little bit of damn respect from Michelle there. Now I know how it sounds. But you must understand, this is what really going on. Right? far as Michelle is concerned, a real man don't do that. A real man would have showed up, here you go, this is what I got you. And yeah, she's gonna push back a little bit, but at the end of the day, that is how you earn respect as a man. Keyword. It's a whole nother thing. But that's why it's so damn hard. Because you must understand what's really going on. Why it is that that's the only way that you can do it. Right? Because as a man, and Michelle being a woman, this is why it's so damn hard. Because I get pushbacks on both sides. Right? A woman's going to say, well, what are you trying to say? Because I'm a woman? Yes. And then the guy's like, what were you trying to put them all in the same Yes. Oh, so what are you trying to do? Yes. But neither side wants to accept it. But it's the truth. Right? Now I'm telling you, one side is opposed to it because it's work. The other side's opposed to it because it goes against everything that they're pushing and saying and asking for. But at the end of the day, that's really what they want. Now, yes, we could debate if they even really have a choice. But it's just the way it is. How many times have you heard in anybody's guru video or Red Pill or Manosphere, woman nature? Well, there you go. Can't F with the lore. But saying that. But anyways, continue.
A huge part of this battle is actually self-esteem. Men these days have been beaten down by a society that is insistent on demonizing them. All of this toxic masculinity stuff, it's sort of the new version of original sin.
Yes, he's correct. But understand why it is they are attacking exactly that. Why is that the thing to be attacked on? Because that's the thing that chops you at the knees. Blah, blah, blah. You're done. You got no damn legs. You can't stand. Now, what have I been saying? If you can't stand tall, you ain't gonna get no damn respect. They know what the answer really is, which is why that's what they're attacking the real men on. Well, men in general. Because real men already know. You can chop us at the knees, but we wouldn't even buckle because we're that damn good. But everybody else, right, doesn't seem to understand. That's why they're attacking that. Like they're being pushed exactly where they need to push to make you buckle, right? And before you know it, you're on your damn knees. Victim. Because no victim can earn respect. Understand that, especially you're a man.
And even the sweetest, nicest guys are not immune to this because they're guilty simply for the fact of their gender. So,
see, you're guilty simply on the fact that you're gender, but that's not, let me rephrase it. You have a responsibility simply because of the fact of your gender. Put it that way. Not guilty, but you have something that comes with being a man. It just comes with it, right? And that's the point. If you see it the other way around, right? Oh, I'm guilty because you're a victim, right? Victimhood doesn't work. Never has, never will.
in trying to crack this puzzle, when we ask the question,
And yes, she's right. A big ass puzzle. That's why I've been saying all along. Puzzle pieces. All my puzzle pieces are just pieces to the big ass puzzle that is this whole thing that we're talking about, which can't even be phrased other than life, right? But it really is that damn big. This thing that I'm talking about.
why would a man accept being disrespected? The sad answer might be that he doesn't really believe that he deserves respect. So,
Let me give you an example. And this is why I say it's hard. Why would a man Keyword. Why would a man accept being disrespected? Only in the realms, and I'm going to put it in terms that you can understand, right? Only in a situation where tactically you must take and swallow the disrespect because, and I'm going to give you the example, let's say you're in the street and you're alone and you come across a couple of dudes, right? Let's say 3 or 4, and one dude goes, "Oh, look at that dumbass bum walking over there," right? Now that's a sign of disrespect. Right now, if you think you're cool, you'll be, "What the hell are you talking about?" Right? F you and Mother Emperor, right? Whatever. However, tactically, you're alone in the street at night. So your answer, well, yes, you didn't take the disrespect. You didn't tolerate it. You're the man because you had the nuts to talk trash to this group of fucking guys you don't know in the middle of the night. Tactically, now you're gonna get your ass kicked, or potentially. However, if, like I said, experience and you're smart, sometimes, now I know how it's gonna sound because I could already feel it. Some of you guys, "Oh, see, you're a bitch because this and that." Yes, but you live to fight another day, is my point. Tactically, you need to swallow. You'd be like, "What'd you say," right? Or ignore it and walk. Or plan ahead. Or take it, right? You take it because tactically it was 4-on-1, middle of the night. Get your ass kicked, no one's gonna care. They're just gonna say, "Oh, they found some dude dead." Right? And that's a wrap. That's it for you. Right? But anybody that's ever been in the real world, right? You just take it. Because tactically, you can't compete against 4 men. Right? Assholes, but nonetheless, right? 4 guys that could kick your ass, kill you in the middle of the night for no damn reason. But anyways, I went off on my explanation, but you get it, right? So yes, tactically, right, in some scenarios, you have to take it. And my point is that you can take it if you have a plan. And that's why I always say, if you know what you're doing. There's certain situations where a woman will disrespect you, but you need to be emotionally intelligent to know that yes, you could take the disrespect and put it in your pocket. Save it for later. You'll get yours, but if you know how, right? There's a reason this disrespect, just like the alley example. I probably made the damn video too damn long, but just to prove my point, there's a reason that guy said, "Oh, look at this dumbass." It's because tactically he knew he was in a group of dudes and he could say that to you. It wasn't because he was a bigger man, but because he knew he's with three friends, right? And you're just little old you, right? So same thing. Tactically on his side, the reason they say that, because he was emboldened by the situation, and 2, because they know you ain't gonna do anything, because if you did, and this is the point, if you did, that's what they wanted. Perfect example, right? They want you to talk shit so they could then intimidate your ass in the middle of the night. Same thing, only picture it in a scenario with a woman. She wants you to do what she already knows you're gonna do when she pushes your little button. That's the big deception. I hope you understood it. I know it was long, convoluted, and all of that, right? But if you made it this far and you're interested, there you go. Lesson of the day for this video.
If you're in a dysfunctional relationship and your woman is constantly nagging and complaining and all those negative behaviors, what do we do? How do we get out of this? Well, first thing
I want to see this.
is first, you need to look at yourself and ask, Are you a high quality man? Do you have a healthy self-esteem? Do you believe that you deserve
Really? Look at yourself and see, do you?
kindness, respect, love? Because if the answer is no, then
Well, there you go. Now, this I've come across a lot. I've spoken to a lot of guys, and yes, that literally is the answer. Most of these guys, especially the ones I'm really, they say no. They have this big ass belief of the Chad, right? Now it's a super Chad and Giga Chad and all these damn levels of Chads, but you're nowhere near even trying to be a damn Chad. You just already accepted defeat. That's part of the problem, right? So he's right there.
and straight up, you're not ready to be in a relationship. Relationships are hard work, and only emotionally
We
mature
agree.
men can even handle them. In a relationship, you are the leader. You are the man. And how is a woman going to respect you and follow you if you don't even know where you're going? So
Exactly. Now, what have I been saying all along in all my damn videos? It's all about you. If you don't know where you're going, she can't follow. Hell, if you don't know you're the leader, what's the point? If you don't know it's your boat, you're a dumbass. And that's just the same way she sees you. Matter of fact, she thinks, well, where the hell's the real leader? You're sitting there thinking you're the man because you own the boat, but you ain't the captain. You may own it, but you suck. Right? Now, I could point to plenty of movie scenes where I've seen this same scenario. Right? You got the millionaire. He owns everything, but he has that one dude that he hired to run the fucking thing. Because that's the real man, the hero, right, of the movie. The owner was just a dumbass, happens to be the owner. Owns everything, but he's incompetent. Can't pull through. Can't drive the ship, whatever it is. Perfect scenario, once again.
So that's step number one. You need to sort yourself out first. Always
Alright.
remember that respect isn't something that you demand. You're not a tyrant. Respect is something that you earn.
There you
and you
go.
earn it by becoming a high quality man. After you've done that, the natural next step is for you to raise your standards for what you
So, speaking of high quality, man, it sounds like the high value man thing that everybody's going around with, right? Which I'm going to make my next video. It's going to be about the high value man. And debunking that, I'm going to show you why that's not the way to go. Or even this way. How about you erase all the dumbass names in front of the word man and just be the man? Forget about the high value. Forget about, what was I saying, quality man. Right? Mexican man. Just man. The man.
accept with regards to interacting with you. For some of the nice guys out there, the people who like to rescue damaged women, what I'm about to say is going to be a harsh truth. But
Kind of talking to me. I like to rescue pets. Right? I entertain them here and there, right? But it's only because I know how. I have the skills to do it. And yes, it's work. But again, right? It's like game hunting, right? It's something you like to do, right? I know it's viewed as bad, but it's only viewed bad because guys that can't do it see it as bad. It's the only reason. If we're being honest here, right? But anyway, let me see what he has to say.
listen closely. It is not a virtue to be highly tolerant of dysfunctional behavior. If you are putting up with
That's not what you said, bro. He said, do you like to rescue damaged women? All of a sudden, it is not a virtue if you want to put up. Who the hell said I'm putting up with any of that? Or that that's what we're talking about. You said rescue pet. Rescue. And then he goes on to take. Right? Like, that's what I'm saying. It's deceiving. Right?
with nagging and complaining from your female partner, you are not doing either of you any favors. When you see a parent sit
Now, what did I say about the whole tactical shit? See, if he's already closing the door on the tactical, on what it is you have to do to get what you want. You are closing the door and limiting yourself to just a few tools. And sadly, all the doors you leave open are all the damn wrong doors. The wrong way to do it. So what do? You try to take your ball and go home, which I'm pretty sure is on the list. Check it out.
There placidly while their child throws a temper tantrum and the parent does nothing to rein that behavior in, you can sense this parent is not doing what's right for the child. Negative behavior needs
Yes, but you can't just leave the child there either, right? He's your child, or her, your child. Throwing a tantrum. You don't just go your own way, right? This is what I'm saying. While the example's good, yet the answer that he gives you is, well, you go away. Maybe the kid might learn, right? That he just stepped up if you just walk, which is the answer all the gurus always give, right? Oh, you don't tolerate it and take it and go, you run. You go your own way.
negative reinforcement. There needs to be consequences because how else is the child going?
There it is, consequences. Consequences is bending the spoon. Watch my spoon video I've been talking about. You can't force it. Consequences is literally what they want. And I'm not talking about this dude, I'm talking about women. They know all the tips and tricks. They know all the consequences, which is why they're pushing your little buttons, because they want you to blow. They want you to do your little consequence, because it shows your true colors, which is what the really going on, right? But for some reason, they don't get, nobody seems to get it. I've been trying to tell everybody that I've ever met, telling them, this is how it works. Now, what the ones that I've gotten through to blows their mind. They're in a whole nother level. Now, pretty soon I'm gonna have them on, right? To show you what is that? True accounts, stuff like that, right? Receipts. You want to see the receipts? I'm gonna start bringing the receipts.
Going to learn. Likewise, how is your female partner ever going to learn to communicate respectfully if you don't provide any negative consequences for her disrespect? Why would she ever change? She gets a dopamine hit every single time that she puts you down.
Dopamine. Now, this one is it's gonna be up there, right? Because I'm gonna try to explain it in a way, the same concept that he has, right? That she gets a dopamine effect. I bet you never thought of this. What if the so-called consequences, as he's saying, when you put your foot down and show her who the real man is, what if she got the same dopamine effect from that action? Now, while you may think it's a negative thing, right? It's a negative consequence. And all along, she likes it. Well, then you could sit and finally see, right? That she don't see it as a consequences at all, but rather it's something she likes. You just happen to be deceived in thinking that it was a consequence. See what I mean? But, and this is, right, for argument's sakes, if you think it's a consequence, right, and you think it's bad, then it's a last resort move. So why would you give her this thing that, hypothetically speaking, for the sake of the video, wink wink, she needs this consequence, and she gets a kick out of it. She likes it, right? But you think it's bad, so you kind of reserve this, right? This consequence that we're talking about. But yes, she likes it. And that's like I said, it's really complicated. But if you can understand what I'm saying, and I know it's in code, but understand what I'm saying. Let me see if I can break it down again. She likes the consequence. That's what she gets a kick out of, right? You think it's a bad thing, it's a consequence, so you reserve doing it because you're a nice guy, or you just don't want it to believe that this is what's actually going on. Then you can see why you would be at a disadvantage every single time. But if you know what you're doing, you will know that you must do this consequence, and it's not necessarily even a consequence, but matter of fact, it's a good thing. But you will get there soon enough, right? It'll all make sense if you continue to listen to what I'm saying. I'm telling you, it is the actual cure.
Down. Why would she give that up? The brain is hardwired for pleasure. It feels good to her to disrespect you, and it's easy. She can just blame everything.
Now, while he is onto it, as you can see, right, it feels good to disrespect you. But what you don't see that it's only halfway. It's like rolling up a joint, right? Or a cigar. You got the whole process, right? Cut the tip and all that shit. There's a process. That's part of it. She needs to do that part because it takes her halfway. For that actual high part, once you roll up your little joint, you got it all set. You gotta turn it on, right? And then you take the big puffs. If you're a show off, you do the donuts, right? And then you sit back, relax, and take your high. You're missing the take your high part. That's what I'm trying to explain. And I know it's complicated. It really is. Right? And it's a whole thing you probably never heard. And it sounds crazy, I know. Because it's a drug analogy, right? But that's basically what my point is that I'm explaining to you. It's halfway. Her button pushing is her half. You have to do your other half. It's not like you do all the weed half up, right? Does that make sense? Weed does its part. You roll it up, you smoke it, that's your part. Weed jumps in, does its thing, gives you the high. That's your side. No brainer, right? Once it's explained like that. That's what I'm saying.
Everything on you. So you need to stop accepting her behavior. You need to stop being so passive. Now, here's what you don't do. Don't start crying and vomiting all of your emotions onto her. Don't.
See? He understands that. Why? Why? Let me see if he could explain. Why?
Whine and complain and say, why are you so mean to me? If you think that she didn't respect you before, imagine now. Try and...
See, he should have started there. Right? That's the actual problem. If you think she didn't respect you before, yes, that's what I've been saying. She don't respect you. Then you think you become a victim. Somehow, you know. Women hate weakness. All of them. They can't stand it. Matter of fact, they try to destroy it at all costs. Because they can't. It's like the kryptonite. It's their kryptonite, only not to them, but to their pee. It just dries up to the point where they feel you're going to kill it. And you kind of do, right? You kill their pee, right? You turn them off. You shut them down. You make them pull away. All that shit. It's basically killing the pee. Right? You're killing it like that. So, before they drop dead, they're going to take you out first. How's that for a woman nature right there?
To evoke her sympathy won't work. That's just exposing your neck to a predator.
Exactly what I've been saying.
But don't overcorrect the other way.
What have I been saying? Your little tears might as well be blood in the water. You're just telling other damn great white sharks to take your damn head off. You just showed them where you're at and why you must be taken out. You're a dead carcass up in the ocean. Right? And they must do their job. Come clean the mess. That's just the way it is. And I know most of you don't like it because it's harsh And yes, well, what about me? What about my feelings? Well, your feelings don't matter because you got the greatest tool in the world in between your legs. Your little feelings are worth a damn in this world we call, right, a man's world. It really is. And you've forgotten about that. But anyway, continue.
way. Don't lose your cool and get angry, because a man who's not able to control his emotions, you're really just demonstrating to her that you're emotionally immature and volatile.
That you're not a man.
Only an insecure man responds to a woman's negative behavior with crying or anger. If you're not ready,
Crying or anger or violence. That's another thing. Which is the fine line, right? That's the other one. Only a woman that wants you to hit her, right, will be hit me, hit me, hit me, or hit you so that you can strike back. Because the moment you strike back, and here's a freebie for you, you are no longer the man. You just showed her who you really are. Right? And I know you don't like it, but it's just the way it is. She wanted to see if you would hurt her. Because it proves to her, and this is how simple it really is, it proves to her you're not the guy. Right? You're the guy that hits women. That's what you just proved. Now, yes, you provoked it. Yes, she started it. Yes, that's what she was looking for. And yes, right, in the laws, right, the court of law, whatever, right, it ain't fair. Right? But you also never ask yourself this, right? Nature isn't fair, right, technically. Because if it was fair, she could knock your ass out too. Now, some dudes out there, I shouldn't have brought that up because 2023, some dudes out there, of course, a woman can knock you. She can get a bat, right? She could kick in the nuts. She can do all sorts of things, right? But that's a dumbass way to look at it because, again, you're fighting for the 50-50. It ain't 50-50, right? So drop that.
to take the leadership role in situations like this and be the emotionally mature one, then I would say you're still not ready
Exactly. You must take
for a healthy relationship.
your leader role. And now, what's the a lion does not concern himself with the opinions of a sheep. Now, if a lion brought himself down to the point of now have a boxing match with a sheep, you're kind of setting yourself up to maybe that sheep, right, has a plan for your ass and takes you out. Now you just lost to a sheep. You ain't a lion anymore. That's basically how simple it really is. But, not many people don't get it, right? When I bring it down to that level, you're a lion. You don't fight with sheep. You eat sheep. That's it. And the moment you do anything other than that, you have just demoted your sorry ass from a lion to some sort of damn creature because you're not respected for being a sheep either. But anyways, it's a whole nother level, like I've been saying.
You still have more work to do on yourself. The correct way to deal with a woman who's experimenting with this horrible behavior of nagging and complaining is to tell her to cut it out. Tell her to stop it. You can be perfectly
What happened to your communication? I thought you said you can communicate.
calm and polite about it, but you should be speaking definitively. That behavior won't be tolerated. You don't even need to explain why. The reasons why nagging and complaining are not an appropriate way to communicate with another person should be completely self-evident. If she does show contrition and remorse, and she genuinely does want to...
That's too damn... I always talk about work, but that's too damn much work to sit there and go, well, I need to pick and see if she showed a little bit of remorse. No. It's actually more simpler than that. Right? You don't need to be waiting for cues because, again, if you're waiting for cues, she's leading the way. And that's, again, a whole nother level of thinking. But I think I made this video too damn long, so we're going to start skipping a little bit of it.
Talk about it, and you think that explaining calmly and rationally. The two of you are adults, you're not children. In a healthy, functioning...
Adults, but one's a man and one's a woman. Understand that.
relationship with two high quality people, you communicate your desires, feelings, and expectations in a way that is respectful to the other person. That kind of clear, sincere communication underscores
Here's the dumbass political correct answer that never works.
the dignity of the relationship and shows that you're cooperating.
If
It
you
demonstrates
both are
that
a
the two of you
team-
are on the same team. Now let me
No.
walk it back a little.
Yeah, of course you're gonna walk it back because your speech became pussified. Just like I said.
Little bit, because it's a little bit more nuanced than that. Breaking up with a girl shouldn't be your first move. Maybe it's just a habit that she got into. You let it slide enough times that she kind of became comfortable with it. Maybe you've been slacking off a little bit, your self-esteem has slipped, your standards have slipped. Part of this is your fault because you started
So-
tolerating the
We reached the point of the video where he's now giving you the answer. And from what I can see here, the big ass answer is dumper. What did I say? Try to take your ball and go home. Only you ain't taking your ball. Right? That's the big explain. So
This-
all that he said, only to the conclusion of dumper. Get another one. Get one that fits your little politically correct speech of if she shows remorse and feminine and she respects you for who you are, right? And when you cry and everything, she has her little shoulder up, ready for you when you come home because you need to bitch and moan and cry, right? And you can talk it out and say sorry to each other. When in the hell has any game of chess been played like that? Well, it's your turn. It's your turn, love. Huh? Yeah, I held the pieces while you were going over there to the bathroom and doing your thing. Right? I patiently sat here to wait. We all know you walk up in the middle of a damn chess game, someone's gonna cheat. Period. But anyways, that's next level. So as you can see, there you go. All that video led to that. So let's go scroll to the comments. Right? Got a few dumbass comments here. All right, the very first one. This is excellent advice. Only it didn't. Right? Well, some of it's good. People who disrespect you and talk down to you should absolutely be purged from your company. Again, going your own way. Quitting. Submitting. Right? That's the big answer. It's not a man's job to fix a woman who is psychologically damaged. Avoid that mess at all cost. It won't end well for you. There you go. Another I can't do mentality. It is your job. That's the point. Now, and this is my point. That's why I went down to the comments. To show you what most people or guys' mentality is. Right? Let's see. Get all toxic people out of your life, and everybody unanimously, right, accepts that if a woman does all this shit, like this, his whole video was a seminar to fix the problem, only to end up in the same situation that everybody. The whole reason the manosphere exists. The MGTOWs, the man going their own way. The white pillars, black pillars, blue pillars, even the red pillars. It's all quit, leave, run, right? Find the one that loves you for you. That's the dumbass way to look at it. But like I said, that's why everybody gravitates towards, I'm just going to take my ball and go home because I can't hang with these players in this game. I just don't have what it takes. I need to go to the soft leagues because that's how you look to a woman, and that's my point. And there's a reason they do this, because they single your ass out. You are not needed in the big leagues if you suck. That's why the big leagues literally are the leagues of the few that are at the very top. You want to play with everybody else? You want to play with the handicap? You want to play with the shitty players, right? Where everybody can win? You ain't in the big leagues. I hate to say it, but that's the way it works. Alright, well, as you can see, all the other comments, same thing. Right? Oh, I had a girlfriend, she was bad, right? I dropped her and found one that actually, right, there you go. It only means you quit, right? But anyways, there you go. That will conclude this man's point of view. Now, I lagged with the videos. That's why I did this long ass one, I guess. But there you go. Hopefully, I've explained what I've been trying to say. All right? The answer is clear. You must know what you're doing. You must know that you're the man, right? And if you're the man, everything else falls into place. Yes, it takes a little bit of work and patience, but you will fall in line. Or you can quit and forget about all this dumbass advice and just go and not tolerate a damn thing. That works to a certain extent, right? Why? Because a man that could turn and walk, prideful, right, can confuse a woman and go, he's just gonna walk away from me like that, right? And then she's attracted to you because she thought you were the real deal. But what's gonna happen when she gives you a shot? It turns out it was just because you have no tolerance, right? And you were quick to run home, right? And that's what really was going on. Only she was deceived because she thought you were the real deal. What's going to happen when you actually connect, right? Because you gave you a shot, right? Because she thought you were the real deal. And if you saw my last video, the revolver theory, she truly believed because you showed her that you were a revolver, right? Because you had the nuts to walk away. So now she wants to know, well, maybe he's the real deal. And then when she picks it up, shoots, you do, and you shoot the Kinder egg, you can only imagine. Right? Hell knows no wrath. There's a woman's wrath or some shit. Anyway, I botched the ending. So anyway, there you go. If you like this video, give me a like, share, subscribe. I know it was long. But hey, no one said this is going to be easy. Matter of fact, it's hours and hours and hours is what it takes, right, to learn this, right? It's not like I talk about it like that because I get it perfectly. But trust me, there's so much details, so much, every little thing, right, I touch on. There's a reason, there's a why. It's the only way, it's all connected, right? But there you go. And it all comes down to the same thing. You must become a man. And it is desperately needed today in 2023. So there you go. I'll see you on the next man's point of view.